This is low-key a little stressful right now, I can't even lie. Just because I'm about to call 2 sellers back to back. And I'm gonna have to lowball them. What goes to my mind when I make an offer to a seller? Depending on the seller, but usually a lot of things, to be honest. It's probably a little lower than you initially thought.
So the challenge I have with that is it doesn't really match the market. What, man, that wasn't what you said. So I'm a little perplexed about this conversation.
Gotta full send it. Here goes nothing.
My goal with this whole series is documenting the journey of becoming a millionaire before 25.
So right now I'm about to head over to meet a seller about an hour from here, give or take, north. He has a micro market location that he's looking to sell. I'm gonna go check it out. It's actually part of a bundle that I'm looking to make an offer on, and we'll see what it's like. We'll see if it's worth it or not, and I'll try to record a little bit there. And we'll see how it goes, and I'll resume the video from there. So I have 3 sellers right now in the pipeline. The first seller is a guy that I met from Craigslist, really nice guy. He owns a farm, whatnot. He's probably the best deal. That's at least what I'm thinking about right now. The second guy he has his locations in beautiful luxury apartment buildings, and they're all modern new machines. He has about 5 or 6 locations. Great route, but it's definitely premium route. So there's not really any space for me to add value in, if that makes sense. Like, I like buying things where I can buy it and improve it, add new machines, upgrade locations. I can see room for improving things. That's where I usually like to buy. But his route is definitely top notch, and he's the one that seems the least motivated, quote unquote. Then there's a third guy who has the biggest route by far in amounts of revenue, and he has all of his locations with just one vendor, which in my opinion is kind of risky, but he has clean financials, good machines, everything else is pretty top notch, and room for expansion there, not much, but it would be a good route to get if everything else aligns, but we'll kind of see. All right, so we are here at the location. We will go inside, check out the micro market, see what it's like, and yeah, we'll kind of go from there.
Facebook Marketplace where people are selling them. They're,
How did I come across the seller? So I came across the seller on Craigslist, believe it or not. I don't know, some people just list their stuff on Craigslist, and that's how I came across it. I called the listing on Craigslist, no one answered. Then I emailed them like 3 times. Finally, this older fellow answered the phone, and then he said that he actually wasn't even the guy selling it. It was actually for somebody else. And so we spoke probably for like about an hour. He was a vending operator. The guy that I was speaking to on the phone was a vending operator, and he had about 500 machines on locations, and he was helping one of his buddies to sell his route. And so all that happened from there was we basically connected, we built really good rapport, and then he gave me the phone number to the other guy, and then we kind of went from there. I'm about to call 2 sellers back to back, and I'm gonna have to lowball them. Dude, I feel so bad, but what they want is low-key too much, or it's just too risky for me to buy. It doesn't make sense. And I went to go see their locations last week for their vending routes, all their locations or machines, but I'm looking a little nervous. I had to tell them, like, yeah, I won't be able to stretch it, So we'll see how it goes. Gotta full send it. Alright, let's do it. I'm gonna call the first guy and tell him that he's not gonna be getting as much money as he wants on his vending route. Here goes nothing. Here goes nothing.
Hello, Danny.
Hey, Ken.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm awesome.
Awesome. Great to hear, Ken.
Except I went to the Titan game today and they lost. So.
Oh. Oh my! Well, you had a good time.
Yeah, I think you should build rapport when you're talking to sellers. Obviously, you don't want it to be fake, which oftentimes it can be fake depending on if you're talking about the weather and stuff because you don't really care. I think people know that you want to buy their business or their location, and they obviously want to sell their location to you. So you build a little bit of rapport here and there, but for the most part, I just think it's just be a straight shooter, straight to business, and I think they'll respect you more for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, hey, can I get a minute here? I just wanted to run you through kind of what I was thinking really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, so the route is good. I like the machines, like everything going on. I think I know you mentioned. I guess I'll just say kind of where I'm at. So realistically, for me right now, I'd probably be. It's probably a little lower than you initially thought, but I'm probably in the 90s somewhere.
Okay. The 90s for the rate.
Like the 90s. Because how I evaluate is I'm doing everything together as one.
Okay. Meaning.
Because I think we value it a little differently.
Okay. Well, tell me how you value it.
So I'm doing the business total. So if the business does around 85, 90 in gross rev, I'm paying, like how I usually do it is I usually pay a multiple on that based on qualifications, quality of machines, etc.
Okay, so here's how I value betting machine routes personally. I've heard everywhere on the internet and talking to different brokers and stuff, the rule of thumb is zero point 0.7 all the way to 1x revenue, possibly 1.25 if it's like a micro market or a very, very, very good location. Besides that, for the most part, good vending operators, they're gonna say it's really not worth their time. That's how I personally value them. So when I was speaking to this guy, I was like, geez, he wants a lot of money for it. Don't get me wrong, he has a great location, great route, he's a super nice guy, but I just don't think he's as motivated as some of the other people, from what I can tell. He wants 95K cash, which I don't know that to be honest, but he wants 95K cash, and then he wants another 25K or 15K finance, which is not a great deal for me since I'm trying to structure it in a more creative way. But we'll keep on pushing.
So I guess I'm just trying to follow, right? So, right now the machine, the route does 84,
Mm-hmm.
and so what is the number you're thinking of?
I was thinking of everything total for around 95.
95 for everything total.
Correct.
And you're saying that includes the cost of the machines.
Yes.
All right, so 95 minus, I'm going to say 27. So you're really only giving me 68 for the route.
So I'm doing. Yeah, it's about 0.8 of gross rev.
0.8 of gross rev is what you're offering.
Correct.
So the challenge I have with that is I could probably go sell those machines for more than that. I want to make it work. From my perspective, a 0.8 multiple on the route with brand new machine is it's not really, it doesn't really match the market.
So where are you at on the multiple for you on the actual route?
I mean, I would. So for me, I mean, I have to talk to my wife about it.
Sure.
About what we would accept. But I was thinking minimum 1x of the roof, right? Meaning 84 plus what I mentioned on the.
So you're at around like 110.
Yeah, I'm at 110.
Okay, so we're not super far off, but okay. Let's see here. And I know you said ideally you want all cash, right?
Yeah, that's the ideal situation up front.
Yeah, I get you. Because I mean, if you're really, really stuck on price, if you're able to work something, I mean, if you're open to taking payments on part of it, we maybe could make something work and come to an agreement. But all cash, 110 would be a little bit too much for me right now.
Okay.
And if you want to talk to your wife, no problem at all. If you guys want to think about it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Why don't you give me the evening to chat with her? I don't think we're too far off. It's not. We're not like in different ballparks. I think we can we'll figure this out. But let me talk to her and see if either if we are okay with these numbers and or if we can come up with something different, creative, to get something done.
Yeah.
That make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because like for me, it also has to do with if I'm coming all cash. For me, I like to be a little bit lower, personally. Now, if something is more creative, like if I get a little bit more terms on my end, then I'm willing to, of course, pay a little bit more if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And we're able to meet something. So, if we're able to, hypothetically speaking here, on paper, quote unquote, finance the machine portion of it, whatever, or something that makes sense or whatever it sounds reasonable to you guys, then we might be able to structure something that makes sense for both parties. That way, everyone wins.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me chat with her tonight. My commitment to you is I will text you and then call you by this time tomorrow.
Okay, let's do that. I appreciate that, Ken. Just give me a quick text, a heads up, and then I'll make sure I have everything blocked off for like 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll chat.
Okay. Sounds good, Danny.
All right, Ken. Great talking to you. We'll be in touch.
All right. Bye.
So, I mean, it wasn't horrible. I'm definitely paying a pretty penny for sure. Like, I mean, as you guys heard, the route does 85K in gross rev. He wants like 110 for it because he's also adding the value machines. I don't value routes like that. So that's why it's a little tough for me because I think I'm overpaying just a hair. But I'm willing to overpay on paper, quote unquote, if he's able to like owner carrier, do a seller finance or an earn out structure. It's a little bit more creative where he's able to carry some payments because he said ideally I would do all cash. But if he talks to his wife, he'd say, yo, I like this guy, he's young, he's a hustler, can we finance him like 30%, 40%? I'm willing to pay a little bit more, right? Because I have control, I have the asset value. He's going to be in my corner. He's not going to disappear, obviously, because I'm still making a monthly payment. So if something goes wrong with the machine, I pick up the phone, I call him, he's going to respond because I'm still making payments. So I offered him 90 grand. He's at 110. As you guys heard, he wants to make the deal work. So we're 20 grand away. I'm not going to pay 110 cash.
Yeah, we'll see. Honestly, I'll try to record tomorrow and see what he says if I remember.
About where mine are. I shared with you. Profit is somewhere between two and 3 grand a month.
Right. Is there anything longer than the 1 year term that you'd be open to do?
No, I think I gotta get it all in 1 year.
Okay.
The concern I have, the risk that I have on this is that you decide to go belly up, right, after a year. I'm not saying that you will, but if you decide you go belly up, I'm stuck, right? Waiting for the payments, right? And that's my concern. So I would rather keep it within 1 year.
Okay. So I mean, definitely sounds a little better. I hate to be nickel and diming you here, Ken, but I'm just trying to think for working capital. Say that again.
So what's the concern? Do you not have the cash that you were mentioning that you have, or is it?
No. The cash is fine. The cash is fine. The cash is fine. Yeah, that's not a problem. I guess it's just cash flow. Double check me on that because I'm thinking right now, if I acquire the other location, then I'm gonna have to invest a little bit more into it. So I'm kind of taking that into account as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you'd have to get another machine. Now, you could, like I said, depending on which way you go, if you threw a ha-ha in over in the south, that's like 3 grand, right? And the shipping on that is relatively cheap. It's like $250, something like that, and you can get that in 7 days.
Right.
If you decide to go with a full micromart, then yeah, it's going to be 8 grand.
Right. Okay. Yeah, this all makes sense. Let me go ahead and talk to my folks. Just kind of confirm things on their end, and I'll give you the yay or nay on kind of where we're at. Just give me 72 hours and I'll reach back out.
Okay. All right, Danny. Just keep me posted, and
So just
take it from there.
okay, sweet, Ken. And just so I have it here noted, so you're looking at 90. Wait, hold on. Let me check. Let me just confirm it 1 second. So you're looking at. You want 110, and then you want to do 20 finance for 1 year, and you want 90 up front, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said, right?
That's right.
Okay, sweet. I have that.
So take a note on the financing, 0%
Right.
interest. So it's just a flat payment.
Okay, sweet, Ken. All right, that sounds good.
Just also know that, like I said, when throwing the inventory, I typically keep somewhere between $2,000 and $2,500 in inventory on hand. And yeah.
Okay,
Just so you know.
sweet. Awesome, Ken. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Give me 72 hours, so probably till, let's see here, today is Tuesday. You'll hear back from me before Friday at this time. That's my promise to you. As you made the promise to me, I'll make the promise to you as well.
Okay.
I'll give you a quick call back and then we'll touch base.
All right. Thanks, Danny.
All right, thank you, Ken. Take care. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Dan. Doing good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to talk to you a quick second and see if you had a minute about the rocks.
Yeah, I'm in the car. I've got plenty of time.
Sweet. Well, Matt, I appreciate you doing all that work on Friday. Quick question, by the way, as well. How did you decide on which ones you're looking to exit versus which ones you're looking to keep?
So I thought about this, and what I wanted to do was take the easiest package that I could lift up and sell that would have enough inertia, i.e. enough sales to be worth something. right?
Mm-hmm.
What I've found looking at other routes, some routes have, you know, $50,000 of gross revenue, but once you get to that 200 level, that's a good package for somebody, and that's what I was targeting. And so when I look at that target on revenue, and then I take into consideration my existing locations, and I figure that I've got that number of revenue already with one provider, with one contract, that seems pretty easy, right?
Right. And how you're valuing it as well is you're taking 220 top line and you're saying 1.25 and is 275, and that 275 includes machines as well, correct?
Correct.
Got it. Got it. So let me short that down here as well. So I mean, yeah, the locations are top tier. Everything is great. I think the biggest thing for me that's got me a little bit of cold feet, if I'm being completely honest, is just the fact that the agreements are ending in 9 months instead of the 2.5 or 2 years as we spoke. Um, that's really the biggest thing for me personally. And just given that they're all under one vendor.
Totally get that. And that's why I was upfront about that, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm a pretty direct guy. Whether it's good or bad, I'm going to tell you, because the last thing I need is for you to feel like you got bamboozled. I want you to be satisfied with a purchase and not walk away from this being, like, what the heck, man, that wasn't what you said. But I would draw back on the historical precedent. That's here. We've been there for 12 years. It's not going anywhere. And we're about to take over the other half. So, again, Dan, I've kind of waffled with this a little bit internally as well, as far as, do I want to sell this if we're that close? And I don't know the answers to that. But I understand your concern. And if I were in your shoes, I would have the exact same concern, and I would vocalize it like you've done.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think the routes are phenomenal. When you said, I was like, oh, that's a gold mine right there, right? So,
It is.
so I think what would work for me right now is I think I'm gonna hold off on it right now, just because of that. Um, because it's a knife that cuts both ways, right? It's one vendor, so I mean, you mentioned like it's 12 years, right? But just for the sake of for my peace of mind, I would definitely have to cut quite a bit on the multiple just to adjust on the risk. And just given that where you're at and how close you are getting the other locations, I'm not sure if that really makes sense for you, to be honest. I just think it would make more sense for you to hold on to it at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I told you that, right? I already told you that that other half came through, then that multiple changes dramatically.
Right.
What I would do is I would stabilize the other locations for 6 months, and then I would package a gigantic deal, and I can, and I will.
You're probably looking at around like 700 top line, 750 top line at that point.
No, I don't think it would be 750. I think my total business would be, but not this particular route. Not with that.
No, correct. Like everything total, probably all locations combined.
Look at the math. I mean, there's some unknowns there, right? Because we're assuming that the other half of the locations are going to do what these do. And we don't know that to be true. They could do more, they could do less. So we don't know that. And, but if we made the argument that those did the same revenue, and we just took 200 times 2, and every 400, and we plug in my other part of the route, I wouldn't be at 750. I think I'd be probably 650 at that point.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my locations are good too, but they're fragmented. They're smaller. This has the larger stuff and not concentration risk. I understand your perspective, and I totally agree with you in some regard, but to get your foot in, The only way you're going to get in there, or any other vendor's going to get in there, is by acquiring.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, it just you're not going to be able to pierce all the layers to get to the decision maker that then can move me out.
Right.
So, my NDA covers that anyway, so I'm not worried about that. I'm not speaking freely. I'm just saying, a big organization like that, there's a lot of layers and it's strategic, but it's like the Titanic, right? It can't turn like a tugboat. It's not going to turn around in the ocean. It's going to take a long time to make a change. But my point is that we've been there for 12 years and will be. We can continue to grow. And what I need in my other company, Exterior Pros, is I need capital. And that's why I'm even exploring this. Now I can manufacture this, I can grab it from other places. But if I had the ability and found the right operator that I believed in through discussion, then I would entertain it. If you recall, and you do, you reached out to me, you started talking about this with your previous operator. It made a lot of sense to continue that. But if you're not interested, that's totally fine with me. I've got to decide now whether or not I want to take the next step and list that route, or if I want to hold it until I get that second end of it. And
Right.
I don't know where I'm going to be on that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna touch base with you. I'll just keep in touch, just to build the relationship there. See where things go. See where you'll be at. Maybe you get the other locations as well, and down the line, we can touch base again and see where things go.
Yeah. So what exactly? I'm a bit confused because you understood the concentration risk. You understood the locations. You understood one vendor, and you didn't hesitate at all until I went through all the work together. That number, you reviewed the numbers. Now you've got, using your words, not mine, cold feet. So I'm a little perplexed by this conversation, which is okay. I'm just curious, what exactly led you to that moment where you now have cold feet?
Okay, so let me tell you why I don't like this deal. He's not exiting the business fully, so he's keeping a hold of the other half of the locations. So I don't know why he's really selling this half, although I did ask him, but I'm not sure. I'm not fully convinced. The seller always has way more information than you do. The second thing, they're only one contract, only one vendor. So if things go south, everything is gone. Number 3, at first he told me it was 3-year contracts, and then he told me that he only has 9 months left. That's local yellow flag for me. So all those things combined, the fact that he's still staying in the business, number 1. Number 2, they're all only one vendor. So it's a blanket agreement with only, I think, 12 locations, and 6 of them he's wanting to sell. And he only has 9 months left in the agreement. It sounds great, and I'm sure I probably wouldn't be able to buy these routes anywhere else. But in my honest opinion, it's very, very risky. And it's just too big of risk for what I want to take, to be honest. Especially for like $275K. Yeah, I don't got that cash, my guy.
You cut up there at the last second there, Matt, but I think I understood the premise of your question, like why exactly did I get cold feet kind of thing?
Yep.
Yeah. And full transparency, part of it is because I'm also looking at other routes to acquire simultaneously, and I'm also using those as comparison as well, on my end, on like which one would probably be the best, which one would probably make the most sense for me to acquire. And if those other ones, since they become a little more attractive to me at this point, the opportunity cost is there as well.
That's a fair point. Okay.
So
Let's
so
that works.
yeah, because I'm looking at a few other ones, and so in my perspective, it's kind of like, well, Matt's growing his thing here. This one might not work out, at least right now today, but who knows? Maybe we touch base, and in a year or so, or whenever you decide, or if things turn back around, or wherever life goes. It's a small world in the vending space, and so we might touch base again, and I'm at a different spot. I'm a little bit bigger, more established, and I can maybe take a bigger chunk or take a bigger risk, if that makes sense.
Sounds good. Well, Dan, I wish you the best, and if you need anything, feel free to reach out.